What's up, everybody? Nobody's on yet, so hey. Hi, how are you? Okay, so hi, I'm assuming this is, oh, well, bye. Okay, so I just lost one. So I put a disclaimer up for anyone that is going to come in because of a little incident I had earlier today. Keep the thread clean or you'll be kicked out. No porn. None. Zero. We're not doing that. So, that's my disclaimer for the night. No porn. Not gonna tolerate it. I'll kick you straight the hell up out. It's not what we do here. No. So it's 7:16. Apparently, my one lonely nut is not here. I'm heartbroken, but that's okay. We all have lives. It's all good. I'm going ahead and I'm getting started. People can, hello. I threw a disclaimer for in case you missed the first part of that, in the thread, in the chat box, because of an incident we had a little earlier on my live announcement. We will keep the thread clean or you will be kicked out. No porn. Someone posted porn to my thread comment section earlier, and I deleted it and made a very stern comment that that's not what we do here. Like, no, not gonna happen. So, if you are my one lonely nut, which I'm assuming that you probably are, hi, I'm glad you're here with me again this week. If you're not my one lonely nut that's with me every week, welcome. If you're not and you want to introduce yourself in the thread, by all means, please do so. If you want to remain anonymous, then that is absolutely fine as well. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to jump right in because, like I said, I'm feeling quite obnoxious today. As I promised, the sippy cup is full and the sippy game is going to be very strong tonight. Because with a lot of this bullshit, I have had it up to here. So we just don't know where the night is going to take us. So not a whole lot on the executive order front. There's been 3 that have been done in March since the last time we went over some of these. So I'm just going to kind of hit on them a little bit. The first one, which was March 7th, no, it's been a few weeks, was his promoting access to voting. I mean, seriously, this guy needs to just go ahead and go to the senior living facility. So much of this is rhetoric, just over and over and over rhetoric about how we have to make sure that elections are fair, which that makes me want to just take my head and bang it against a wall. I mean, hi to my second, whoever you are. We're talking about this first EO from March. Oh, well, we lost. Okay. So, yeah. So yeah, about racial discrimination in voting and making sure that people of color have access to voting and have access to registering to vote. And I mean, it's not bad enough that he has already come out and said on numerous occasions that Black people are and people of color are pretty much stupid and don't know how to use the internet and don't know how to go sign up for a driver's license, that they don't know where the DMV is, that they don't know how to get online and register to vote, to register how to get a vaccination, that they're basically just too uneducated to know how to do basic day-to-day activities. Like, look, most people, white, brown, Black, yellow, whatever you would like to self-identify as these days, are walking around with like mini computers in their freaking hands, okay? Don't tell me that they don't have access to the internet, that they don't know how to use a computer, and that they don't know how to use the resources that are handheld. It's insulting. It's extremely racist. And like what era are you living in? Like, I mean, does he even remember that Rosa Parks, forgot to, refuse to get up off of the seat on the bus, and that we have civil rights now, and that these people are not kept in the dark, and that they have all the same technologies and things like cell phones that we have? It's insulting. So yeah, he's focusing on making sure that people of color and people with disabilities have access to voting and learning how to register to vote and know how to get to their polling places. I mean, it is an insulting document. It is an absolute insulting document. And that is about all the time that I'm going to waste on that piece of shit. Don't believe me? It is EO number 14019. Go read it, but I'm just going to tell you, don't waste your fucking time. Just don't. Just don't. It's ridiculous. See, I told you guys, it's going to be one of those nights. And we're just getting started. We're just in the first 7-8 minutes. So, there you go. Next one, 14020, March 8th, establishment of White House Gender Policy Council. This one is just as bad. Because apparently, he does not remember when women burned their bras in protest. Now, trust me, I am not a feminist. I think women have taken this shit way too far, and a lot of women are gonna say that I am a gender traitor, and that is fine. They can call me all the awful, horrific names in the book, but I'm gonna tell you, take your fucking vagina hats off, take your strap-ons off, and act like a goddamn lady. You already can be CEOs of companies. You can be doctors. You can be any fucking thing you want to be. So don't give me this bullshit and this wah, wah, wah. I'm not equal to men. I don't get the same treatment. Blah, blah, blah. That shit's not going to fly with me. It's horse shit. You are looking for reasons to cry. Go wipe your weeping fucking vaginas. Yep, said it. Go wipe them. Okay? And go cry somewhere else. Because we have the fucking first, and I'm going to use this term loosely because of the stolen election, the first female vice president of the United States. And you're telling me that there's not equality for women? Fuck you. Fuck you. You're stupid. You're making yourselves look like goddamn idiots. Plain and simple. You're an idiot. You are stupid. You are a disgrace to women everywhere. All you care about is, wah, wah, I want to be able to go abort babies, and making a spectacle of yourselves. I mean, you are vulgar. and vulgar is not even really a strong enough word for the things that I have seen in these women's marches. Again, take your strap on off. You're not a dude. If you want to be a dude on your own time and on your own insurance policy that you pay for, go get a fake dick put on. Okay, that's just where we are. This bullshit about having equality, gender equality in the workforce, and that they're dedicated to making sure that women, and especially women of color, are equally represented in the workforce. That's a bunch of horse shit. I'll tell you why. NAACP and all that wonderful stuff, that's already gotten you an advantage because one, you're a woman, and two, you're of color. So, throw the fucking white privilege out and throw out the fact that they're women and they're a woman of color. They're going to get looked at for any job before I am as a white woman. So stop it. Again, that's not worth the paper it's fucking written on either. I'm pretty sure this is Kamala and Michael Obama, because he never got his penis completely chopped off, but he wants to be a woman, so I'm sure they're in on that shit together. Again, guys, it's going to be one of those nights. These scumbags. Oh, we've got up in down in Washington. I'm down from there. Still, nonetheless, we and this next one, 14021 from March 8th. I'm going to tell you now, if I was a parent, I would be losing my shit. I'm just an aunt, and I'm losing my shit over this. Guaranteeing an educational environment free from discrimination on the basis of sex, including sexual orientation or gender identity. Let me tell you something about your gender identity. It's real simple. And I'm going to offend a lot of fucking people, and I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Report me, report my channel. I don't care. My dog's growling at something. Maybe he agrees with me. I don't know. And it goes back to these commercials. If you were assigned female at birth, no. It is basic science that elementary school kids learn. There's two genders. You were either born with a vagina or you were born with a penis. That's it. That's it. Now, you can choose to hack that penis off if you want to. And you can decide to turn your vajayjay inside out and make it a penis. That's your choice. But as far as being born, you were born one of two. That's it. Period. That's all you got. Unless you are some fucking alien race that done came down that we don't know about, that is asexual. And I know that some of you are going to be like, oh, but there's hermaphrodites. Yeah, there is. There is. That are born with both sex organs. I get that. Get it? But man, that's a small percentage. So I don't even want to talk about that. That's a whole nother ballgame. In general, you either got a penis or you got a vagina. That's it. And this bullshit about making safe spaces, and not, discriminating based on sex or sexual orientation or gender identity. Well, that goes right back into, well, let's just let boys compete with girls in sports. Okay, little Johnny decides that he wants to be a girl, but he's still got a penis and he's still got testosterone hormones and he's still built like Johnny, but he's going to run track with girls. Well, what do you think is going to happen? Little Johnny, who wants to be Jennifer, is going to take home all the gold medals in the state because physiologically, boys, are superior to women. Argue me on that point. I dare you. Go for it. You can't. Yes, there are strong women out there. There are women out there that I know can kick some men's asses. Yes, but the physical makeup of a man versus a woman, in general, men are stronger than women. Made genetically. So this again, some more horse shit on a piece of paper where they want us to be gender fluid. Ain't no gender fluid shit going on in this house. I can tell you that right now. And I ain't accepting it. Nope. Not happening. This man's mental health is gone. 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 Feel free to chime in, my two people. Anything you want to say, pop that right on in the comments. Go right ahead. I'm good with it. If you disagree and you want to argue that point, go ahead. Feel free. I'm more than happy to argue that point with you. Well, discuss that point with you if you have a different viewpoint. But that's where we are. Just keep it. No porn. As the disclaimer says, no porn. Okay? No porn. Now, next topic. And this has to do with Biden's mental and physical health. Jesus Christ. The man can't walk up a set of stairs. And they say it's because the wind was blowing. My 80-something-year-old grandma can walk up and down steps while the wind's blowing and not fall the fuck down. Okay? And she's a little bit thing. She's a little thing. Ornery as fuck. She's a little thing. And not just fall down once. He fell down 3 fucking times. 3 times. Shame on his family. Because believe it or not, I feel bad for that man. And the reason I feel bad for that man is that his family, people who are supposed to care about him, are parading him out in his condition and allowing this. Excuse me. They're allowing this. I mean, what in the Sam hell? There is no way. I find my hair tie. There is no way that I would allow my family member in that kind of health condition to be paraded out like that. And used. I mean, it is shameful. That is borderline elder abuse, for one. And I just don't understand. I mean, maybe they're doing it for the money. I don't know. I really don't know. But it is shameful. It is shameful what they're doing. And you can just see Kamala in the background. You know what I mean? He's given her power over stuff. I mean, he just gave her power over the border crisis. You're supposed to be the fucking president. And I say that loosely because I don't believe he is, but you're supposed to be the president. You should be handling this. You should be shutting that shit down, like, with a quickness. But of course, they're not going to shut that shit down because they want all those voters. You know, we're going to give them stimulus. We're going to give them citizenship. We're going to a pathway to citizenship. They're going to be Democratic voters. You know, we're going to secure this shit. Wrap it up in the bag. Give them anything and everything they want. Free health care. Free SNAP benefits. Free housing. We're going to throw all this money at them, put them up in a hotel. Meanwhile, they're sitting down there in those cages. Yeah, bet you haven't seen those pictures, have you? Yeah, they're out there. Look for them. Cages that Obama built, not Trump. And I have yet to be able to confirm it, but apparently Texas has said, fuck you to the federal government, and they're going to supposedly finish the wall themselves. I don't know if that's true. I hope and pray that it is. I need to look a little bit more into that. But we can only hope that they're going to go ahead and finish that puppy and get that shit done. But I do know that they have put a gag order on all of our Border Patrol agents. The federal government has. Why do you need a gag order on Border Patrol agents? Why? Unless you're telling them to do something that they shouldn't be doing. Or you're not letting them do something that they should be doing. Scumbags in Washington. Like, yeah, the wall has been paid for. But, you know, you hi, Mama. Cheers, Mama. Yeah, the wall was paid for. So, you know, I don't know why Texas would have to go back in and pay to finish it, but the federal government's not going to release the supplies to do it. So, you know, again, maybe Cruz and some of the rest of them will get on that shit and get it moving. I don't know. But again, I'm going to have to look more into that because it's some horse shit. That wall needs to be finished, which is going to be really key point into some of the things that we're going to talk about later, which is all these fucking kids that are being pulled out of these underground tunnels, and we're going to get to that here in just a little bit, which is making me fucking sick. And if you're an American and you're a true American and you're a true patriot, you better be getting fucking sick too. And if you're not, one, get the fuck off my channel, and two, get the fuck out of this country. And if you don't want to do either one of those, then we can just go ahead and put a bullet through your fucking head because you don't deserve to live. Period. That's it. End of story. Done. Done with ya. Have no time. End. But that's coming later. So, preaching tonight. So, research March 24th through April 4th, Easter and Passover. Word has that Trump will make an announcement. I hope so, but Mom, I don't go with these dates. Again, it goes back to, and it's not that I try to discount anything because I watch a lot of wonderful people, and I know that they put dates out there, and I'm not going to be the one to attack another patriot because that's not good for the movement. We don't do that to one another. Not going to do that. But prostitution and rituals. Well, and that could be true. But that's the thing. And we're going to get into that. So hold that thought, Mom. Hold that thought. The thing with the dates, I want to go back to this thing with the dates. Intel's being passed, and they're looking for leaks. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And when they set a date, because today's March 24th, so we're looking at a week window, but these weeks keep getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. When you hear a date like that, that means there's a leak. There's a leak somewhere. Art of War, you have to put out false flags, because there's still people in that circle that cannot be trusted. I believe that 100%. So when they start throwing these dates, that's a red flag to me that, okay, they've found another one. They have found another leak. And it's fluid. Everything is fluid. And it's ever changing and it's ever evolving. So I don't hold to those dates. It's going to happen in its time. And I believe that. But I'm not gonna set my hopes on dates, because that's how people get killed. That's how our troops get killed. That's how, okay. And that's fine. And that may be some very, but if that's the case, then she needs to keep that quiet and stop putting it out there, because she's putting people at risk. And that's what a lot of people aren't understanding. If you are, then you need to keep that to yourself. That, and I understand that people want to give people hope and they want to give people answers, because all of us are, so desperately out there searching for answers, and I'm sure the intention is one from a good place. But, if she is what she says she is, and that is something that was set upon her and on her heart, and she just put that out there, she just put people at risk. And that's a scary thing. So, we have to be so careful. We are in such a precarious time. We have to be careful throwing that kind of stuff out there. People's lives are dependent on it. And these kids' lives are dependent on it. So, now, Joe Biden and all his wisdom. We'll get back to that. This goes to show about his mental health again. We just had two mass shootings. The Dems love going to their mass shootings. And they love their mass shootings. And here we are. He's already come out and said, I don't know any facts about it. I don't know details about what happened in Colorado. But I know we have to act now. We got to ban assault weapons. We've got to ban, extended magazines. We've got to ban these things. We had to have common gun law legislation, and it's got to happen now. Democrats are always up for a gun grab. And I see people losing their shit about this. And I want to tell you guys, calm the fuck down. Calm down. There is nothing that they can pass. There is nothing that they can do to grab our guns. It is not going to happen. They can try. They can try. They can pass all the legislation they want to try to do this. But when it comes down to people knocking on your doors to take your guns, it is not going to happen. So stop freaking the fuck out. Stop. Stop panicking. Stop losing your shit. Take a fucking woo-saw moment and breathe and get your head clear and get it right. Nobody's coming after your guns. They can say they're going to. They can say it all day long. And I've always had the mentality of, that's fine. You can come, but you're not going to get it. You'll get it out of my cold, dead hand. Local law enforcement, especially in your rural areas, are not going to confiscate your guns. It's not going to happen. I know where I live, our local law enforcement is going to laugh if they come out and say, go confiscate guns. For one, there's not enough of them in comparison to the citizens of the county I live in to do a gun grab. One, they wouldn't do it because they know it's unconstitutional. They're good cops. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They've already said they're not going to do it. But two, even if they were bad cops and they went along with the system and they attempted to do it, within the first couple of houses that they tried to do it, that threat from the citizens would be extinguished. You guys know what I mean by that, right? Like, I don't have to come out and say it. The military is not going to come in and take your guns. They swore an oath to a piece of paper, not a person. Let me say that again. For those of you in the back that didn't hear it the first time. Let me take a drink before I do it. I want to make sure my throat's good and clear and that I don't have any kind of raspiness. All right. For those of you in the back that didn't hear it the first time, I'm going to say it again. The military swore an oath to a piece of paper, not a person. Did you catch that? That piece of paper trumps any person, including Trump, no matter who it is. They swore an oath to defend the Constitution. That's a piece of paper. I want to make that really clear. You see, I'm getting up here close in the camera. I want to make sure you all, if you have trouble hearing, you can read my lips. They swore an oath to a piece of paper. They're not coming after your guns either. So settle the fuck down. Settle down. Calm down. Yes. Is it disturbing that the language is coming from the left? Absolutely it is. It's beyond disturbing because they have no idea, nor do they care about upholding the Constitution. They don't care. They don't want to. It's about power for them. We know this. But calm down. Okay, calm down. We're going to continue to have more mass shootings now that a Democrat is in office. Get ready for it. It's going to happen because it pushes the agenda. It's fear. It's fear tactics. They don't want you to feel safe. It's just like with the masks. When you put a mask on, they take away your identity and you become part of the herd. And then you become fearful. And now we're going to start more mass shootings. And guess what? With masks on, it's going to be harder to determine who the perpetrator is. That's going to make you feel even less safe. Fear. Stand up. Brush yourself off. Grow a pair. Yes, no, I know not to vote for Booker. He wants to take guns. Fuck Booker. Fuck him. He can suck a big fat donkey dick. That's how I feel about that. So yeah, no, I'm not worried about Booker. I'm not worried about that, Mom. He's the least of my worries right now. I know he's a gun grabber. I'm not worried about gun grabbers. Look, I'm more worried about my day-to-day shit that I got to worry about, like, crazy Ted Bundys that try to approach me when I'm broke down on the side of the interstate that I feel like I'm going to have to, like, knock over the head and possibly shoot because I don't want to end up in their freezer, okay? Like, because that shit's happening. Okay? It happens. So, chill with the gun grabbing shit, guys. Chill with it. It's not going to happen. Just chill. Just chill. Always be prepared. Yes, no, and yeah, we should pass it on. Absolutely. Excuse me, burping my moonshine. We should pass that on. Booker, do not vote for him for U.S. Senate. He's a piece of shit. He's left. We don't want him. He's bad news. But again, do your own research. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. I'm just going to tell you who's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Do your research. Look into it. My one lonely nut that's on here, I'm pretty sure you already do your own research or else you wouldn't be here. So, look into it. Make your own decision. You a grown-ass adult. Look into it. So, Biden, yeah. And now it's the Biden-Harris administration. They've had to tack her name onto it. So we know what that power play is going to be. We've known what that power play is going to be. They're getting ready to deem him unfit, and they're getting ready to hand that shit over to her. We saw that coming long before November 3rd. I don't even have to touch on that. We already know that shit's coming. But hopefully everything's going to be resolved before they have a chance to do it. So, that being said, no worries. Whatever. On to the next. This Michael is VP? No. I think they'll push for Crazy Nancy. Just a thought. She's dying to get in there, and she's as batshit crazy as Harris. So that wouldn't surprise me too much if that happened. What I do want to talk about, though, that really just pissed me off even more, and I caught the glimpse of the story right before the live started. The Senate has confirmed Rachel Levine, or Levine, however you want to say its name. This is one that we've talked about on one of my previous videos. This is the one that Senator Rand Paul grilled about doing hormone replacement for adolescents and gender modification surgery for adolescents without parent consent. And she, and I'm going to use that term loosely, refused to answer under oath. The Senate went ahead and confirmed her. So here we go. It's been confirmed. And again, you know, we are embarking on, they love to abuse children. They love to abuse children. And now they're putting someone in another position of power that it's going to make it easier for them to abuse more children. That was a no-brainer that we all saw coming. Because, you know, these kids who are not fully mentally developed yet, and excuse me for 1 second, I have to deal with my dog. Like, give me 5 seconds. Feel free to talk in chat for just a second. I've got to go off screen for just a second, okay? Okay. Okay, so sorry about that. All right. So yeah. Forgot what track I was on. Abusing children. So we take these children who are already not mentally developed, because we know that, and I said this in a previous video, the brain does not develop until the 20s fully, right? Scientifically, we know that. You take a 14-year-old, I'm just going to use that as a number, a 14-year-old young boy who's decided, I'm a boy trapped in a girl's body. I don't want to be a boy anymore. I shouldn't be a boy. So he can now go to the doctor. Let's say he first goes to his school nurse and tells her, you know, all these things. And she refers him to the school counselor. So the school counselor and the school nurse get together and they're like, okay, so this is the issue we're having with this child. So they, at this point, can then refer said child to a doctor who does not have to, at this point, contact parents of said minor, but can begin hormone therapy for said minor to prepare them, said minor, for gender reassignment prior to turning age 18. And this Rachel, who's now been confirmed by the Senate, thinks that this is okay. Well, what happens when this young boy, we'll call him Brian, turns 30 and realizes that, oh my gosh, what have I done? I've ruined my life. I don't want to be Brianna anymore. I want to be Brian again. Not to mention, at this point, Brian who's going through all these emotions, all this mental anguish, and potentially getting the improper counseling because he's hiding it from his parents who are not giving consent, or it's creating turmoil in the household because these doctors are allowing it to happen and the parents are fighting, saying, no, not, you're not going to do this to my underage child. And the courts are saying, well, sorry, yeah, they can. That's trauma to the child. You've got a whole, like, you're taking this little bucket, not really little, but you're taking a good sized bucket of emotional and mental issues and dumping it all in like hooch and shaking it up, and then you got a whole big mess. And this kid's drinking this Kool-Aid. And what happens when you drink a whole lot of hooch? You get fucked up from the floor up. Only problem with this hooch is this is life-altering hooch that can last a lifetime. This doesn't wear off in 24, 48 hours like that alcoholic hooch can. And we already know that the mental health system is broken in this country. So Brianna is more than likely not going to get the mental health services that he requires. So we're going to have, more than likely, and this is speculation, but more than likely, we're going to end up with a drug addict, severe mental illness, depression, suicidal tendencies, and the list goes on. Can that person be a productive member of society? No, but they can be exploited and abused very easily from a young age on. Can I get a hallelujah? It's very purposefully planned out what they're doing. They're not dumb. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Moves and counter moves. Everything they do has a purpose. And it's sickening. It's absolutely sickening. Absolutely sickening. So, I want to get back to talking about these kids. Because I'm hopping mad about this. Oh, everybody. My brain's about to explode from this. And part of it, chess game. Yeah, it is a chess game. It is. It is such a chess game. But the problem is the damage that they're doing before that final chess move is made. You know, and hopefully it can be reversed. I mean, seriously, hopefully it can be reversed. But as of right now, you know, damage is being done until the chess game is over. That's the problem. But these kids, and I do want to check something. Sorry, I moved my screen. I want to check something here really quick. Because I want to see if it's still there. I want to see if it's still there. So I'm going to move me over here so that I can look over here. I want my satellite version. Which I love that I paused to look at other stuff. Sorry, guys, but I want to see if it's still there. Unless this is an old map. So let me go back. Bear with me. Bear with me, all my peeps. Bear with me for just a second. I think it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Okay. So we all know that they had that field hospital set up in Central Park. I come across, just by chance, a lot of videos today, and for whatever reason they just kept popping up on some stuff I was watching, because I we all know that they're in the underground tunnels, all the my drink's affected my brain, the low surface earthquakes that we're having everywhere is them going in and blowing tunnel doors, and we know that that's what's happening. They're going in, they're rescuing all these kids, all these people in cages that's in the human trafficking network, sex slaves, horrific shit that's going on. And I believe it was in California when they did that one that they lost 50 to 60% of the kids they brought up, because at the time, that was like one of the first ones that they did. They didn't realize that the minute they brought them up into the light and into the oxygen, that it was just killing them. And so they were going back and talking about how cryptic Trump was being about all the ventilators that we had been producing, and that how we were dispersing them all over not only the US, but we were dispersing them across the globe. Italy, Russia, Mexico. These ventilators were not for COVID patients. They were for the kids and the people that they were bringing up out of the tunnels. And that field hospital was not for COVID patients. It was for the tunnels underneath New York and that big tunnel underneath Central Park, where they were bringing up, unfortunately, mutated children that had been there since generations, since all the way back to the 40s. And they're saying if you go back to, I believe it was Podesto's artwork, that some of the really horrific creature-esque things that he has done, that is an indication of what some of these genetic mutations that they're finding underground. But one of the little girls that was actually interviewed in one of the videos that I watched, they asked her, you know, how are you all getting? And she was a new child that was put down there. She was not born down there. She was not a generational child that was taken down there. She was a new child that had been taken and put down there. She straight called them out. She said, CPS. They come save us and take us away from, you know, mommies and daddies that don't want our kids anymore, and they take us down there. And I am not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and say that every single person that works for CPS is an evil human trafficker, because I know some of the people that work for CPS locally, and they are good people. But I'm talking high up CPS, agency, entity people, is where this is coming down from. And trust me, I know some CPS workers very well and call them friends. And they would be horrified to find out, to be awakened and red-pilled to the fact that an organization that they work for is trafficking children and selling them into sex slavery. Trust me when I say that. They would be horrified to know this. So I don't want to label all CPS workers into that group, because there are good people that work for that agency on local levels. So don't mistake that. But there are some very evil people that work for Child Protective Services and in the foster care system that that are doing this, that are selling these kids, and they're selling them into slavery, and they're selling them to sex slavery, and Turkish TV. I saw a clip today, and it was translated. Because again, it was Turkish, mainstream Turkish news that did a story on the sex trafficking in the U.S. and the adrenochrome. And it showed a clip of Sandra Bullock on the Ellen DeGeneres show talking about, they didn't come out and say adrenochrome, but talking about the injections and the stuff that they put in their skin. And I mean, he was blasting them. He was showing pictures of celebrities, you know, at the age of 30 something, and then down here at 50, and how they haven't aged. And it's because of the adrenochrome that they're taking and what they're doing to these kids. I mean, and they were blasting them on Turkish mainstream media. It just goes to prove, you know, again, Project Mockingbird, that our mainstream media is in on the cover up, and that you cannot believe a word they are saying, and that you've got to go out there and you got to find it yourself. And they call us crazy. They call us crazy. They call us conspiracy theorists. You can call me whatever the fuck you want to, but I am woke, and you guys are woke. And there is nothing that is going to keep me from this point forward of blasting this shit all over my channel. I am done. I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be obnoxious. I do not care. Again, I will say it over and over again. I do not have enough followers. I do not have enough subscribers. I cannot be flagged. I do not care. I want y'all to share the shit out of this. Share it everywhere the fuck you want to share it. I don't care. I don't care anymore. because this is getting ridiculous. What we're seeing. These people are scumbag pieces of shit. Scumbag pieces of shit. Can I get a hallelujah? I know what I want to do to all of them. And it's way worse than a firing squad. It is way worse than a firing squad. All I need is a chair, some duct tape, some barbed wire, and some rubbing alcohol. And buddy, I can have a field day. Men, women, field day. Line them up. Line them up. I'd be more than happy to accommodate. Prison sentences is not enough. Firing squads, not enough. I don't want no easy way out for them. No, 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 no. No, no. There needs to be some suffering going on. Yeah. Yeah. Mama, you know what I'm talking about. I've told you what I want to do to child molesters. Mm. All right. So now on to the next. I have not been wearing a mask, and I haven't been wearing a mask for a while, but I've really amped up my non-mask wearing game. Every place says, you can't enter without a mask. Well, what night was it? Friday. Remember me telling you about Buffalo Wings and Rings, how we went in there to order to-go food there in Shelbyville, and the little hostess got all snarky and bitchy about the mask. Well, Friday we went to get our nails done, and they were running behind. So my nail tech, he was like, if y'all want to go hang out in the parking lot, go grab something to eat, I'll call you when we're ready. We're super behind. And so we were like, okay, we'll go hang out at, Wings and Rings. And because my friend hadn't ate all day. And I was like, sure, they have amazing, like, potato wedges that you can get with, like, queso dip. Oh. It's like a sin. I love the shit. It's really good. So I was like, well, cool. I'll get something like that to munch on, and we'll grab something and hang out outside on the patio because it's nice, and no mask because whatever. So I walk in, no mask. They're like, you need to wear a mask. I was like, no. So I put the mask on and I pulled it down. I just stood there. And we're like, can we sit outside? They're like, yeah. Well, it took them forever. There was nobody outside on the patio. Nobody. And it took them like 5 to 7 minutes to seat us on the patio. You're outside. Outside. No smoking, no vaping. On the outdoor patio. I shit you not. We were like, what the fuck? You're outside. You're outside. Like, I'm serious. I'm never going there again. Like, so when it was time to pay, we had to go hunt down our waiter. Of course, when I went backside, I wasn't wearing a mask. People were looking at us like we were 10 karat kind of crazy. I didn't care, whatever. Pay, we leave. The other night, Jeremy and I, just my spouse, decided to go to Cracker Barrel. Now, they're big on you have to wear a mask to enter. So I had my mask in my hand, and I was like, I'm going to try something. I'm not going to put it on. So I was strolling in, no mask on. He's got a mask on. And I'm like, take that fucking mask off. I'm walking in. I walk up to the hostess station. She was like, how many? I was like, 2. She's like, okay. She grabs 2 menus and walks us to our table. Nobody said a word about me not having a mask on. Not one word. When it was time to leave, I didn't even pull the mask out. I walked out into the store, walked around a little bit, no mask on, and nobody said a word. Walked up to the register, no mask on, paid, walked out, no mask on, nobody said a word. Took my grandmother shopping on Saturday. We went into the at-home store on Blankenberger Road. Walked in, no mask. She wasn't wearing a mask either. We walked around all over the store, no mask. Nobody said a word. Walked up to the register, no mask. Nobody said a word. Walked right out the front door, no mask. Nobody said a word. Guys, take the masks off. Nobody is going to say a word to you. No one's going to say anything to you. They're just not. It's not going to happen. You can take the face diapers off. It's over. Be free. And if somebody does approach you, just tell them, no, I'm not going to put it on. It's really easy. No, not gonna wear it. And if they refuse to let you in your business, in their business, because you won't wear a mask, you know what you do? You get 2 options. You can pull the mask out, act like you put it on, and then as soon as they walk away, take it off, which I have done. Or 2, you walk out of the business and don't go back. That's what I mean by be obnoxious. You don't have to get in somebody's face. You don't have to be rude to them. You don't have to cuss them out. You don't have to make a scene. You don't have to. But God bless America. You are in America. They can't make you wear a mask. It is a mandate. It is not a law. A mandate is nothing more than a suggestion, because a mandate was not passed by a state legislature. Look it up. It's a suggestion. I promise you. I was listening to a guy that's all he does is like constitutional law. A mandate is a suggestion. If the mandate did not get passed by a state or federal legislature, it is not a law and it cannot be enforced. And if they call the police and try to write you a ticket, you have the right to ask, what statute am I in violation of that's being put on that ticket? A good cop is not going to write you a ticket over a mask, by the way. And yes, I said it. A good cop is not going to write you a ticket over a mask. Now, can that business say, I want them no trespass from our business? They absolutely can. They can. They have the right to do that. And he can say, you have been banned and you have been no trespassed, and this is your warning. If you come back on property, then I can come arrest you for trespassing. That is within the law. I can tell you that is within the law. But if they don't request that you be no trespassed, then they cannot write you a ticket for not wearing a mask. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. It is time we all get on the same page. Same page. Any comments, questions, suggestions, any topics you want to talk about? The floor is open. I will throw this out there, something that I did not know about, that I watched a video on, and this is old news. Like, when I say old news, I'm talking like super old news. Bohemian Garden. Anybody ever heard of Bohemian Garden? Just throw me a thumbs up if you've heard of Bohemian Garden out in California. No? Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one that didn't know about this shit. This is another like secret society shit. Like, even Reagan was in on this one. Yeah. Go to BitChute. Go to BitChute and look up Bohemian Garden. I think it was Bohemian Garden. Let me just double check that and make sure. But I'm pretty sure it was Bohemian Garden. It's a secret society. Bohemian Grove. Sorry, Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove. Anybody? Anybody heard of it? Now that I got the name right, Bohemian Grove. Check out Bohemian Grove. I don't want to. I'm not going to spoiler alert for. I'm not going to spoil alert for you. I want you guys to go look at that. Look at it yourself. And then we will talk about it. On the next live next Wednesday, for sure. Come back next Wednesday, and we're going to have a discussion about Bohemian Grove. I want you guys to go look that up for yourself. Some interesting shit. Some very interesting shit. Some stuff I came across. I'm going to type it in the... There we go. Bohemian Grove. Check it out. And then we're going to have a discussion about it next week. We're going to have an interactive next week. We're going to do interactive. So you have to participate. My one lonely nut. I want you to check it out and participate too. The pressure of making you participate. No, again, it's like I told you before, I love your anonymity. It's all good. So yeah, Bohemian Grove. Interesting stuff. Secret Society. Ties in with Skull and Bones and some of the other elite secret societies. So interesting stuff. You should enjoy it. Anything else? So, Mom, you said something about they're putting 500 kids in a home being built out west. Elaborate, because I have not heard about this. Um, where did you find this so I can go take a look at it? Oh, oh, okay. While you're typing, Mom, I'm gonna throw in. My husband just texted me and wants me to call in an order for food. So give me 1 second, Mom. You type about um this house being built out west. I'm gonna call in an order really quick, so my husband can go pick up food. I'm gonna go off camera for just 1 second. I'll be right back. They have me on hold. Mom, are you still on here? Still on hold. Um, I guess Mom might be gone. I don't know. Or she's still typing. I know there's a delay. Um, I'm so sorry, guys. So, any other topics you guys want to bring up? Bye-bye. Okay, so you just saw it on the news and they were going to house 500 illegal kids. Well, that's true. It really wouldn't surprise me. They're moving a whole bunch of, illegal migrants that are coming across the border into hotels too. But they're separating. They're already starting to separate the children from the parents. Again, it just makes them so much easier. But the good part about it is that there's just so many of the underground tunnels now that have been either destroyed or they're already infiltrating, that it's going to be a little harder to move them. So that's a plus. Ordered will be about 25 minutes. Already paid for. Okay. So that's a plus. I think, that's going to help, but again, they're going to just keep finding ways around getting these kids prostituted and sold, especially if they're coming with no parents, or if the parents don't speak English. How are they gonna report their kids abducted? So it's a sad shame. Gotta do more. Gotta do more. Gotta do more. Gotta do more. Well, that's pretty much all I've got for the night. If nobody else has anything, I think it's just me and you, Mom, now. I'm getting close to an hour and a half, and Jeremy and them are about done, so he'll be home soon. So, I'll get some more cool content. I'll put up, I'm home tomorrow, so I'll probably do a midday. It'll be a short one though, lunch break kind of stuff. So yeah, that's everybody. So I will sign off for the night. Stay fucking loud, stay obnoxious, share the shit out of this video. Don't back down. Start screaming, start talking, start putting this stuff out there. It's the only way we're gonna build. I could care less about subscribers. Just share the info. Share it. I could care less if people subscribe. Just get the information out there. It's the only way we're gonna take this country back and save these kids and get rid of the scumbags and start getting involved in your local. That's next for me. That's going to be interesting, and I can start doing that as of April 1st. Mom, I'll fill you in on that. I'll give you a call here in just a minute and let you know why April 1st is such a big date. And so it's time to start fighting the machine here in my own hometown. And that's going to be fun. I can't wait to do that. So be awesome. Be obnoxious. And I'm out for the night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to do the Richard Nixon. I am not a crook. Have a great night, guys.